Newsday continues here on One News Now. I'm Charles Lejano. The FDA has finally approved emergency use authorization for Sinovac shots. The announcement came after more than a month of stringent regulatory review, with the FDA asking Sinovac to comply with all of the requirements. In an earlier interview with One News, Cabinet Secretary Carlo Nograles said Sinovac is ready to ship 600,000 vaccine doses to the Philippines. This opens up the possibility that the Sinovac shots will be delivered on time and as scheduled tomorrow.
We were hoping sana last week and maybe even today masabit na yung documents kasi we're mindful of the February 23 na promise, right? And in fact, parang I heard pwede naman daw sila magpadala dito sa atin on the 23rd pending the approval ng FDA. But may complication yan kasi if it comes here without an FDA approval, Bureau of Customs is forced to seize the goods.
Nograles also admitted that the government was caught by surprise over the indemnification agreement requirement. As he said, not all countries were asked to draft one, and the requirement was communicated at the last minute.
It's not like all countries were passing their own indemnification laws. So, kumbaga, it's not a practice in all countries.
Senators grilled agriculture officials over proposals to decrease tariff rates for imported pork meat. Lawmakers are saying that this might kill the local industry, which is still grappling with the effects of African swine fever. To tell us more about this, we have Ria Fernandez. She's reporting live from Quezon City. Ria, could you tell us what happened at today's hearing?
Charles, officials of the Department of Agriculture were put on the hot seat during the joint hearing of Senate Committees on Agriculture and Trade this morning. This as the agency appears to be incentivizing pork importers more rather than helping the local hog industry. According to panel chairperson Cynthia Villar, the DA is pushing to lower tariffs on imported pork. She also noted discrepancies between prices declared by importers at the Bureau of Customs and the value set by the Agriculture Department. Villar has learned that the cost of landed imported meat at BOC is 132 pesos per kilo, which already includes the tariff rate among others. But she said that importers declare it at 165 pesos before the BOC. That's higher than the almost 150 pesos price set by the Department of Agriculture. Villar also called the attention of the DA for consulting mostly with pro-lower tariff sectors based on the attendees of the meeting held by the Advisory Council for the Minimum Access Volume or MAV. DA previously announced its plan to raise MAVs for pork imports to 404,000 metric tons. Instead of bringing down the tariff rate, Villar told the DA to increase it so the agency can use the additional revenue in helping the local hog industry recover from the impact of ASF. The National Federation of Hog Raisers also echoed this position. Their spokesperson Chester Tan said meat importers should not be given incentives to the detriment of local players. Meanwhile, Agriculture Secretary William Dar attempted to explain before lawmakers several times that lowering the tariffs was an action of the Tariff Commission, adding that their role on this matter was just recommendatory. Charles, the DA also said that the measure was just a temporary solution as they have ongoing local programs to cushion the impact of rising food prices. Charles?
Right, the DA did say that their role on the matter was just to, on lowering tariffs rather, was just recommendatory, but just to take off from what was said by Secretary Dar, they did actually recommend this to the Tariff Commission, right?
Yes, Charles, that is what Agriculture Secretary William Dar has been repeatedly telling the senators, that they have just that their role in this lower tariff rate is just recommendatory, and the one that implemented it is the Tariff Commission. But obviously, based on my report, the senators are not convinced and said that it was due to the recommendation of the Department of Agriculture that led the Tariff Commission to make such policy. Charles?
All right, so that being said, are lawmakers now planning to invite representatives from the Tariff Commission to get their side on this?
Charles, actually what the senators want to happen is for the Department of Agriculture to meet with the Bureau of Customs and to resolve their varying rates on the imported pork meats. And after that, they want the two agencies to face before their panel. Charles?
All right, let's talk about the proposal of Senator Villar to increase tariffs instead of lowering them. What was the response to this?
Charles, all throughout the hearing, Secretary Dar was really after explaining to the senators the reason behind the lowered tariffs, and obviously the lowered tariffs is one of their measures to increase the supply of pork in the market. Charles?
All right, thank you. That was Ria Fernandez reporting live from Quezon City. Tropical Depression Auring has made landfall over Batag Island in Northern Samar as of 9 a.m. this morning. Because of this, Tropical Cyclone Wind Signal number 1 is still up over parts of Luzon and Visayas. These include Sorsogon, Masbate, including Ticao and Burias Islands, Albay, Catanduanes, and the eastern portion of Camarines Sur. The same goes for Northern Samar, Eastern Samar, Samar, and Bilira. The NDRRMC reports that no injuries or fatalities have been recorded since Tropical Depression Auring entered the Philippine area of responsibility. In an interview with Ed Lingao on One News's agenda, NDRRMC Deputy Spokesperson Mark Timbal attributes this to the preemptive evacuation implemented by the respective local government units.
Wednesday pa lang last week, nasa dagat pa yung bagyo. We have started preparations in coordination with the local governments of the areas that will be initially affected by tropical storm Auring. Although as of today, she's back into tropical depression level dahil humina yung bagyo. One of the confirmed items that we had from the local government preparations was the preemptive evacuations. They started with the appropriate planning and the preparation of the evacuation facilities. So as of this morning, we received a report that 16,059 families from Region 7, Region 8, 10, and Caraga were preemptively evacuated. This totals to 59,170 individuals.
90s gamers, listen up. If you still remember the legendary game Mortal Kombat, well, it's getting another film adaptation this year. And we've got the first trailer for it. Let's watch this.
Warner has finally dropped the trailer for its live adaptation of the classic video game Mortal Kombat. After two adaptations in the 90s,
the target had superhuman abilities. It had the same dragon marking you do, Cole.
The 2021 take revolves around Cole Young, who is unaware of his heritage. Sent by Emperor Shang Tsung, Sub-Zero hunts him down. Other iconic Mortal Kombat characters made their appearances, including Scorpion, Liu Kang, and Raiden.
The fate of Earth is in our hands.
Mortal Kombat will stream exclusively on HBO Max, starting April 16. For News 5, MJ Marfori, we are One News.
And those are the top stories of the hour. Join Sean Yao later at 2 p.m. as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime and anywhere. I'm Charles Lejano. We're One News.